Hello again, and welcome to another video on Lisfranc injury to the foot. This is my third trip back to the office where we have removed two different casts and we're getting prepared to get my foot ready for therapy as well as putting it into a boot. So visiting Dr. Nick, we removed our second cast, and then he did thorough investigation to make sure that everything was in good shape. He checked all the different places where the ligaments had been repaired, checked areas where the bone had been brought together and the screws had inserted, and he was checking for pain. And then once we got that part of it done, we did the normal things we have done every time we've gone to the office, in that we took some x-rays just to double check things. Then we cleaned up the foot where we did a bit of a whirlpool.
Next order of business is your lovely new boot. This is called the Aircast. Pretty easy to put on, everything's Velcro. So we got the two main straps here, outer shell, and
So, do I wear a sock with this?
yes, you're going to wear a sock, and the other thing you're going to have on your foot to help with the swelling is an ace bandage.
So I brought an extra sock.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put that on. So actually, before we wrap you back up, let's talk about some exercises that you can start doing.
Alright.
Obviously, sitting position, without the boot on, without the ace bandage on, you can start gentle range of motion exercises. So simply just moving the foot up and down at the ankle. And as it gets more limber, you'll be able to move it up more, move it down more. You can also go side to side, so inwards, outwards. You can make a circle with the foot. Another fun game is pretend that your foot is a pen or pencil and you're drawing the alphabet. So you're going to be moving in all different directions by doing that. Now anytime that you're not doing your exercises, I want you to have the ace bandage on, because that's going to help keep the swelling down. So when you first put it on, the Velcro side will be facing up. You always start right at the base of the toes and go around. You want to pull it somewhat tight, but not so tight that you're cutting off the circulation, but tight enough that it's going to reduce the swelling. And you're just going to gradually work your way up the foot. And then once you get to the ankle, you'll do a little figure of 8. So it kind of crisscrosses. And then if you do it right, Velcro will be facing down. Voila. Now when you go to take this off, you're going to roll it like so. So that way the Velcro will be facing the correct way each time you put it back on. So I know it takes a little bit longer, but it's worth it in the long run. Okay?
Very good.
Alright, so then for the boot. So the foot goes in here. And basically you want to make sure that your heel is all the way in the bottom and all the way in the back, so nice and snug. These flaps just go like so. Everything, like I said, is Velcro, so that'll fold down. And then with the shell, the words Aircast will always be at the toes. The other way you can realize if you're putting it on correctly is the Velcro tabs up here will line up with the Velcro down there. Put it on upside down, no Velcro. So it's idiot proof, as they say. So that goes on like that. And then you're going to pull these straps on. And you want it to be somewhat snug so that when you are putting weight on it, your foot isn't jostling around or moving around inside the boot. So you want it to be nice and secure like that. And then the piece de resistance is this lovely little bulb here. So what you'll notice is on the side of the ankles, there's a little nozzle, one right there, and then there's one on the outside as well. So each of these will correspond to an air bladder that goes around the back and side of the ankle and heel. So if you want to add or inflate the air bladder, you simply stick this side in, give it a couple pumps, and eventually it'll start to fill up. And then you just do the same thing on the other side, like so. So you can pretty much do that to whatever comfort level you want.
When do you let the air out?
So every time you take this off, before you put it back on, you want to deflate it all the way.
And deflation is done by what?
Simply sticking the other end of the bulb in where it says deflate right there.
Ah.
So you stick that in. Same way, give it a couple pumps, and eventually it'll all be deflated.
Hey, excellent.
So there you have it.
There we have it.
Putting the boot on in 3 easy steps.
Okay, is that it for today?
That's it for today.
Been a good experience. Thank you, Doctor. You're an excellent guy to work with.
Anytime.